Hi, my name's Nicole Pyle and you're watching Our Ventura TV. Today my guest is Roger Bezanis, author of The Ancient Raw Food Diet. Hi Roger.
Hello there, Nicole.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So you're an expert on raw food, correct?
In fact, I started the whole raw food diet concept and movement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now when was this?
Oh, gee whiz, just after I came out with the book, The Ancient Raw Food Diet. What happened was I didn't intend to have the kind of impact on food as I did, but what happened in my other books, I kept mentioning raw foods, and people wanted to know more about this information, and I was afraid to tell them, figuring they'd think I was nuts. Well, now I'm not worried. I know they know I'm nuts. So the Ancient Raw Food Diet answered all the questions that wanted to be or needed to be answered, such as what is an enzyme, what food is, what it's not, is there an importance to when we eat based on what the body's doing, what is the body actually doing. So it's rather amazing what whole raw foods do to the human body and what the other stuff is doing.
Ah, I see. So what would make raw food raw?
Now there's a great question. So the defining aspect of raw foods are enzymes. And enzymes are nothing but protein molecules. So anyone saying, I have to get my protein, gotta eat a lot of meat and this and that. Well, you have a tangerine. No fruit, no protein in fruit, that's false. There's trace elements or trace amounts of protein in everything we eat because enzymes, which are viable in any uncooked matter, food, are protein molecules.
Wow.
Enzymes are protein molecules, so everything is composed of enzymes. What causes those enzymes to be destroyed are a few things. Cooking. Once we cook anything and it reaches 106 degrees, gone.
Wow.
Enzymes are destroyed, and that's across the board. In fact, you're probably aware that that you don't want your body to reach 106 degrees.
Very true.
Right? Start icing it like 103, 104, right?
Yeah.
Exact same reason. You will cook. Enzymes are destroyed and suddenly body falls over, or if body was laying down, it stops working. Here's something else. Freezing destroys enzymes. So when you walk down the frozen food aisle, oh, look at this, look at that, oh, that's very nice. And I'm sure you don't really sound like that. But
I would hope.
No. When we do, we're seeing food that's dead because the enzymes or the molecules have expanded by 8%, 8 to 9%, and that's killed the enzymes.
Wow.
So when you look at canned food, in fact, whenever you see the term raw, nothing that's raw is ever labeled raw.
Interesting.
No.
So nothing cooked over 106 degrees, nothing frozen, nothing labeled raw.
Right, that's true.
So what can you eat?
Well, there's quite a bit to eat actually after we get over the shock that we're not going to eat crackers and cookies and cake and cook this and that. So there's fruit and vegetables, whole raw fruit and vegetables for those meat eaters who want to do this. They can have fish, they can have beef, and those who are brave, they could perhaps eat other meats. I wouldn't do that, but that's what they can do. And
uncooked,
there's
right?
What?
Uncooked, right?
Uncooked, yeah. Now the funny thing about this is I haven't eaten any meat of any type since, let me think this over, it's got to be about 4 or 5 months now, and you can see that I'm wasting away. So as a raw food, what some people would call a vegetarian, I'm still 164 pounds, and I'm running at 13% body fat. I'm not wearing away. The gray I had, a lot of it is gone. I mean,
wow.
It's amazing. It's fascinating what happens with whole raw foods. It literally rejuvenates the body.
Wow. So what kind of raw foods would you recommend that aren't necessarily a fruit or vegetable?
A fruit or a vegetable that's raw, well, wouldn't that only leave meats? I think that's true. Well, let me take you down a different alley.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I was speaking to Hannah earlier. We both know Hannah. And she mentioned, well, what about juicing? Yeah. Juicing is a great concept, and we like doing it because we love squeezing the essence out of food and drinking it. That's good. There's only one drawback with juicing, because that usually indicates more than one juice. Well, enzymes are combative. They're there to release energy and they are full of energy. Well, when you put two competing, I know you wouldn't do this, but two competing enzymes together, they do what bikers and, say, the police would do. They fight. They don't like each other. They attack. So let's say we put kale and tomato and a banana and an apple and who knows whatever else in a blender and blended it all up. Good idea. Tastes great. Problem was, within a few seconds, the enzymes have neutralized each other and we have a tube full of tasty vitamins and minerals. So the best that can be said for what we eat cooked, it's vitamins and minerals. Just like if this whole table was full of cooked meat and this and that all cooked, we would essentially have the plates and the silverware of a meal, but the meal would be missing. Because think of the vitamins and minerals as the plates and the silverware and maybe the condiments of a meal, but the meal still hasn't arrived. That's what whole raw foods do. They literally, the body can stop hurting. Aches and pains go away. People who think they have arthritis, suddenly, my joints stopped hurting, that's weird. Well, they've activated their kidneys. Their skin changes and on and on and on. It's just fascinating what whole raw foods do.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
So, okay, so someone can have food that's good for them, they can be putting that in, but what if they've already put in things that are bad for them, like toxins, various foods that aren't good for them? What can they do to handle that?
Well, let's first touch on this point. If they're listening to the FDA and American Medical Association and Big Pharma and modern medicine, they think they're doomed because they're broken. They're done. It's over. You get a disease, and it's never going to go away. And all disease means is dis-ease, lack of ease in the body. So when we recognize that the body can rejuvenate itself, and we can do it through the way we feed it, then we're not saddled by any one problem. The body's able to completely move itself in the right direction to heal. So now if you would do me a favor and remind me what the actual question was that I just kind of moved away from.
If somebody already has something bad for them in their body, some kind of toxin, how would they get rid of it? How would they fix it?
This is called embarrassment. Okay, detoxification. Now, the funny thing about raw foods is they detox. Now, the subject of detox is fascinating. There's 3 ways to detox. We detox through exercise, diet, and then if we do a detox, we detox the body. They all break down waste. So anything that's accumulated in the body can be broken down and removed because that's what the body is trying to do. That's what the liver is trying to do, the kidneys, the spleen, the lymphatic system. Now imagine your liver. Your liver, the largest internal organ you have, most important organ you have, the linchpin of your immune system. When I say most important organ, it's the linchpin of your immune system. So like a typist, it can only do so much work in a day. We start giving it 3 to 4 times the amount of work it's supposed to do. The liver has to meet and greet everything we come in contact with, break it down, either kick it out of the system or make it into food. There's another option. If it's overwhelmed, it gets stored in the fatty tissue, muscle tissue of the entire body, and we become toxic. And we've seen people, and by the way, we've seen a lot of people who've become obese and have a hard time losing weight or just overweight. Why do they have a hard time losing weight? It's because their fat is a storage facility. It's laden with toxins, and the body will not break down this reserve of waste unless it's forced to, via one of the 3 measures we just talked about.
Okay.
So it's kind of a catch-22. We either feed it right, or it'll store what we've put in that it couldn't break down, and we just get real bad.
I see.
Yeah.
So there's eating right, there's exercising. So how would one go about detoxing?
Well, a lot of ways. You could sit in the sauna and sweat. That's a wonderful way. You can use various herbs that have been discovered over the years, thousands of years, to break down waste in the fatty tissue, muscle tissue, connective tissue of the body. You unburden the colon. Here's something vital on this very point. How often should we have eliminations, bowel movements? People usually don't talk about that over dinner. Hi, honey, how? No, they don't do that much until they start detoxing. And then it becomes important because we should be eliminating, people hold on to your chairs and tables, we should be eliminating once per meal eaten. Few do. We put in 3 meals, we get 1 meal out. We put in 3 meals, we don't go that day. We get, 2 days later. Just look at the math. We put in a meal, we put in a meal, we put in a meal. So far we're okay. We put in a 4th meal and the body starts getting irritated, and more irritated. And it's really uncomfortable. And finally, Well, it should be 1 in, 1 out. 1 in, just like a dog.
Yeah.
You should eat and go, eat and go, eat and go.
Makes sense.
And those that follow this kind of an approach have no problems with that. In fact, they're amazed that they're that friendly with their restroom or bathroom, depending on where they happen to be.
I see.
In fact, the kidneys are the master organ of the body. They're our favorite but pissiest little organs. They're 2 little organs. And they're so important. They filter up to 1/4 or hold 1/4 of our blood at any one time.
Wow.
So they're paramount to our survival. Now, the thing with the kidneys is they're homebodies. They do not like traveling. They're involved in every bit of fluid you move or hold on to in your body. So mucus, saliva, sweat, the mucus in your colon, all of it is dependent on the kidneys. The pumping of the blood, or the blood, all is dependent on the kidneys. Now, you ever had the experience of being out shopping and you were out all day doing what you're doing or out doing what you're doing, you come home or you're on your way home, you didn't have to go all day, and within 2 blocks, suddenly 2 blocks from your house, suddenly, I gotta go. You ever had that experience?
Sure.
We all have.
Sure.
Yeah, and we can't get in that door fast enough. What's happened is your kidneys know where you live and they like it there. And it's a safe environment that they're used to. So when we go on a trip, we leave, and soon the kidneys are wondering, I don't know where I am. It's very strange out here. Doesn't smell right, doesn't look right, it's just not right. Well, what's happening is the kidneys are getting worried because they have to distribute the fluid, but if they don't know where you're at, they don't know if you wandered into a desert. I don't know where I am. This is terrible. And the kidneys start tightening up,
They don't know what you need.
No, they don't know what's going on. So we're on a plane at 8,000 feet of elevation, and they're not used to being that hot. No, it's or worse, 25,000 feet. It's bad. So we end up getting to our hotel room, and by that time, the colon down below is wondering, well, what are you going to do about you're not going to go? I'm not going to go. I don't know where I am. Well, I'm not going either. And soon we have constipation.
Wow.
We wake up, we look in the mirror, and we see the Pillsbury Doughboy or girl looking back at us. We're swollen, like some sort of prune that took on a lot of water or something. It's horrible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and we blame it on the bed. It's got to be that bed.
Man, well, now we know.
Yeah, water is vital.
I've heard this.
We have to have water.
I agree.
And the kidneys need that, sorry.
Okay. Well, we're just about out of time.
I figured that.
Is there anything you'd like to say that you think should be included for the viewers? They would really want to know.
Yeah, that your body doesn't need so many ounces of water per pound of weight you have. The amount of water you utilize per day is based on 3 factors: environment, diet, and activity. If you're very active or in a warm environment, you're going to need more water. Think in terms of at least 80 to 120 ounces of water a day.
All right. And then how would they find out more information?
Oh, just go to my website, Bezanis.com. And you can find out anything you want to find out about it. It's all there. And if it's not there, I'll put it there.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Roger.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Again, this is Our Ventura TV. Nicole Pyle signing out.